a car so fast it redefined racing in the 1960s. Ford created something special that shocked the competition. The 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt wasn't just a car, it was a rocket on wheels. With over 500 horsepower and a body built for speed, this beast made drag racing history. Let's dive into why the Thunderbolt became a legend. In the early 1960s, Ford, Chrysler, and Chevrolet were all fighting for drag racing supremacy. Each company wanted to build the fastest, most powerful car. Chevrolet had their Z11 Impala, and Chrysler had the 426 Max Wedge engine. But it was Ford who would take the win with their new creation, the 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. To understand why the Thunderbolt was so special, we need to look at the bigger picture. Back then, muscle cars like the Mustang didn't even exist yet. The big automakers were still racing with full-size cars. Ford's Galaxy was their car of choice for racing, but it had one problem. It was too heavy. In 1961, the Galaxy used a 390 cubic inch V8 engine. It was fast, but the competition was getting stronger. By 1962, Ford bumped up the power with a 406 cubic inch engine. It made over 400 horsepower, and Ford began winning more races. But Ford needed something more powerful to keep up. In 1963, Ford introduced their new 427 engine, and that's where the story of the Thunderbolt begins. Ford needed a lighter car to fit the 427 engine, so they chose the Fairlane, a mid-size car, which was much lighter than the Galaxy. But there was a catch. The Fairlane was never meant to carry such a big engine. To make it work, Ford had to make some big changes. The battery was moved to the trunk, the shock towers were notched, and custom headers were made to fit the engine. Even though the Fairlane was lighter than the Galaxy, it still needed some serious weight reduction to make it race-ready. Ford stripped the interior, removing things like the radio, sun visors, and even the passenger-side windshield wiper. The car's body also got a makeover. They used lightweight fiberglass for the fenders, doors, and even the hood. Now, let's talk about the heart of the Thunderbolt, the engine. The 427 was an absolute powerhouse. On paper, it made about 425 horsepower, but in reality, it was making over 500 horsepower, with some estimates reaching 600. The engine had a super high compression ratio, special heads, a powerful camshaft, and a dual carb system that helped it breathe. The car also had a 4-speed manual transmission, though an automatic was available. This setup made the Thunderbolt incredibly fast. It could easily run the quarter mile in under 11 seconds. In fact, one of the fastest Thunderbolts hit 128 miles per hour in just 11.08 seconds. Ford's Thunderbolt even won the NHRA Top Stock title in 1964, driven by Gas Ronda. But despite its success, the Thunderbolt's time was short-lived. By 1965, the rise of smaller cars and the muscle car era made full-size cars like the Thunderbolt less competitive. Ford only produced 100 Thunderbolts in 1964, and they were gone after just 1 year. Today, the 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt is a collector's dream. Original models can sell for over $100,000, making them some of the most valuable Ford cars ever built. It's not just a car, it's a piece of racing history. If you enjoyed learning about the 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt, give this video a like and share it with fellow car lovers. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more cool stories about the world's most legendary cars. And make sure to hit the bell icon for updates on our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.